Hey G Squad, welcome back to sort of Is It Worth It? So today's episode we got this cooler here, and basically what these are is a portable power station. If you see right here, I do have 3 of them from 2 different brands. These 2 right here are from the Ecoflow brand, and this one here is from the Anker brand. When you guys do look at the size difference for each one of these, this is the smallest, this is the next big one, and this is the biggest one out of all 3 of them. In terms of what you guys do get for each one of these, there is a difference. These 2 have a similar design in terms of what you guys do get, but this one has a lot more stuff that these don't have in terms of the GAN technology or GAN prime technology. It gives you guys a wheel for you guys to move around really easy. It also gives you guys a handle for you guys to move around really easy as well. Maybe you guys want to lift up or whatever, which is really cool. That way it makes it a lot easier for you guys to carry around. This one also has like the RV option and also has a built-in light option for its use, where for these does not have that option. If you guys do want the option that the Anker one here has, you guys can go for the Delta Pro version. That one has everything on here. I think it also had a light option, but I'm not sure about that part, but it has everything else in terms of design. But the Delta Pro one is definitely a lot more powerful and a lot more expensive for that one in terms of what you guys do get, similar to what you guys get on here. But to give you guys a better point of view of what's on here, let me bring the camera a bit closer to show you guys what it actually looks like for all 3 of these devices. Alright, so for the Delta devices on here, it's very similar in terms of what you guys do get. It has the same USB-A option for 2 regular ones and 2 fast charging ones. Same for this here as well. And also give you guys 2 USB-C options that provide you guys 100 watts power for each one of them. Same for these. And then they also give you guys the option for you to turn on and turn off the USB option. Same thing for this one as well. In terms of what you guys do see on the screen, it's the same. Shows the input, output, also shows the battery percentage and how much time is left when you guys do use it. Same thing for this one as well. And here we do have the power button for it to turn on and off. When you guys turn on the side, there's some more stuff, but I want to compare it to here first. So here we do have the display. There's a display button for you guys to use. There's a Bluetooth button on here for you guys to connect it on the app. And this also has the option available for you guys to connect the app. If you can see how it's connected to Wi-Fi here and connected to Wi-Fi here. And here we do have the Bluetooth pairing option. Same for this one here. So I'll show you guys what it looks like in the app in a second, but I want to show you guys everything else on here first. So I mentioned for this one, it does have the GAN prime technology for you guys to use, which charge things much faster and give you guys a safer charging speed when you have to use it. It also allows it to be much smaller using the GAN prime technology. Here we do have a reset button for you guys to use if you guys ever need to reset it. And here we do have a power saving button if you guys want to turn it on to save the power on here. And top right here, we do have the light that allows you guys to turn it on. It is very bright, you can see. So there's a low, medium, and high. And if you guys do press and hold it, there is an SOS option. So like I mentioned, for the other 2 here, does not give you guys a light option. Only this one does. But when you guys do look at the bottom part right here, we do have the DC output. So this right here, we do have 3 of the USB-C option that I believe it also provides you guys 100 watts of power when you have to use it. And here we do have the USB-A option. And these are the fast charging USB options. But it does have the Power IQ technology on here to give you guys that fast charging speed when you have to use it. And here we do have the AC option, the RV option, and the car socket option. So this one here has 4 of the AC option here and 1 RV option and 2 of the DC car option. And for each one of them, they do have the button for you guys to turn on or turn off. Same for this as well. And notice how when you guys do turn it on, it does show you guys how much battery is left on here. So it lasts around 12.2 days with 66% on here. And here we do have the brand name. And here we do have the wheels. That's actually very high quality and very sturdy. So that's everything for right here in the front. Let me turn on the side and the back for these, and also show you guys what actually looks like in the back for this one as well. But start with these first. So once you guys turn on the side right here, you can see right here we do have the option for you guys to plug in an extra battery. So 1 right here and 2 right here. Give you guys the option to plug in 2 of them if you guys do need to, which is really nice. And they also have the air vent option for you guys to turn on. So that can help you guys prevent it from overheating when you have to use that. And right here we do have the Delta one. So this one only gives you guys 1, but they also have the air vent option to prevent it from overheating when you have to use it. For the Anker one, they also have the extra battery option. Let me turn around to show you guys what I mean. So once you guys turn it around, this actually looks in the back for the Anker one. So here we do have the air vent option to prevent it from overheating for this one. And they also have it on the side for the Anker one right here and also on the other side as well. But this part right here, if you guys do open it, this is where you plug in the extra battery if you guys need to use it. So feel free to purchase another one to add more battery or add more power on here when you have to use it. And the top part right here is where you guys can open up. That's magnetic, but you do have the option to plug in the wall charging cable, the power overload option here, and the solar option or the car charging option on here. So once you got it done, close it back up. Very nice how it's magnetic. This one also has the option available on here as well. So let's keep turning it to show you guys what's on here first. All right. So once you guys turn over this side right here, you can see how we do have the Ecoflow Max logo on here. And this one only says Ecoflow. But this side right here, you can see how it does have the air vent option as well to prevent from overheating when you have to use it for both of them. And now let's turn on one more time to show you guys the last side on here. All right. So once you guys turn over this side right here, this actually looks like this side. So see how this one gives you guys 4 of the 2-prong option and then 2 of the 3-prong option. Whereas this one right here give you guys all 6 of them to be all 3 plug grounded option. So I like the design a lot more compared to what you guys get on here, because if you guys want to use a 3-prong option for these, it will not work. But this one allows you guys to use both 2-prong or 3-prong option, which I like a lot more. And notice how for this one actually give you guys a DC option for the car charger option. It gives you guys 1 and 1, where the Anker one give you guys 2 that I show you guys. But this one, it does give you guys the DC option here, and this one as well, where the Anker one does not. But this one also has the button for you to press to turn it on if you guys want to. Same for these as well. And then right above that, they do have the option for you to open up, and this one as well. The way how to design this one right here is not magnetic, not like the Anker one, which I like a lot more. But notice how both of them give you guys the overload protection here and here as well. They give you guys the wall charging option here and this one as well. But for this one, they only give you guys 1 of this option here for you to use for the solar panel option or even for your car charging option. This one right here, it does give us the option to use the solar panel option and car charging option for 2 of them, which is a lot more convenient. And they mentioned for this one in particular, if you guys use the solar panel option and the wall charging option, it charges way faster and you do have the option available. They mentioned if you guys do charge it from 0 to 100%, it should probably take a little bit over 1 hour. But if you guys do use the solar panel option and the AC option at the same time, it'll probably take around 43 minutes. So definitely probably has way more power when you have to use that. Where for this one here, it probably take you guys a little bit over 1 hour. I think they mentioned how it's like 1 hour and 30 or 1 hour and 20 minutes from 0 to 100, which is really fast. For most of the Ecoflow product, when you have to use that, they mentioned how you can recharge it from 0 to 80% within like 15 minutes, which is super fast. But that's everything for both of these here. One right now is to plug in the input option for each one of them to show you guys how much power it does provide. So let's do that first. All right. So currently I just plugged in the cable for this one here first. If you guys do look at how much power it does provide when you have to use it, it's at 900 watts and now 1100 watts. And it's maintaining around 1100 watts for this one. But in here, when you guys do plug it in to charge it up, the fan kicks in immediately and it is very loud. But definitely probably guys a fast charging speed on here when you guys do use it. So they mentioned how it probably takes around 30 minutes to recharge it from 68 to 100. Now I'll do the same thing for this one here and show you guys how much power for this one. All right, so I just unplugged it from this one and we have it plugged into this one. Like I mentioned, for the product, it does have a slow charging option and a fast charging option. For the slow charging option, it'll be around like 400 or 300 watts when you have to use it. But I'll show you guys a fast charging option first because I want to show you guys how much power it does provide when you guys do use it. So right now we're at 1500 watts and down to 1600 watts. And now to 1700 watts. So definitely probably got a lot of power on here when you have to use it. And they mentioned how it probably takes around 51 minutes to recharge it from 43% to 100, which is super fast. So this is pretty much how much power it does provide when you guys do use the fast charging option. Let me turn the switch in the back to the slow charging option to show you guys how much power it does provide. All right, so I just turned on the slow charging option. You can see how the number on here is decreasing. So right now it's at 500 watts. Now it's at 400 something. So the number on here definitely drops a lot more when you guys do the slow charging option. Right now it's maintaining around 300 something watts, close to 400. So for the slow charging option versus fast charging option, there is a huge difference you can see. So feel free to use whichever one you guys do want. But now let's plug it into this one here and show you guys how fast it charge for the Anker one as well. All right, so I just plugged in the cable. Right here, show you guys how much power it does provide. So I turn off everything on here first. So for this one, definitely probably guys way more power you have to plug it in. You can see it's 1400 watts. So slightly less compared to the Delta 2 Max, but still probably guys more power than the Delta 2. You can see how we have to use it. And show you guys how it'll probably take half an hour to recharge it from 67% to 100. And notice how for this one right here and also the Delta 2 Max, when you guys do charge it, it does turn on the fan, but the fan on here is not that loud compared to Delta 2, which is a lot louder. But that's pretty much how you guys do charge it and how much power it does provide for each one of them. Now I'll try to use the different output on here and see how much power it does provide when you have to use it. We'll start with the DC option here first. We'll start with the small one here and work our way up. All right, so right here I do have my MacBook Pro and MacBook Air. Let's plug in a MacBook Pro first. Once you guys plug it in, turn on the USB option first. Give it a few minutes or a few seconds and it should load up. All right, so there's the power. So when you guys are charging your devices on here, it depends on your battery percentage. If it's around like 20% or 10%, it'll give you guys a faster charging speed. But if it's like around 80% or 90%, it won't give you guys as much. Notice how right now it's showing at 65 and it's maintaining around 65. So if I were to run something in the background, let me show you guys how the number will increase. So I'm running some stuff in the background for the MacBook Pro. You can see how the number went up a lot more. So now the 90 watts you can see. So when you guys are running stuff in the background, definitely provides more power when you have to use that. Now let's plug in the other cable on here and see how much power it does provide as well, which is for the other laptop that we have, which is the MacBook Air here. All right, so once you guys plug it in, you can see how the number went up. So right now it's at 125. So the product definitely does work, and it does provide guys a good amount of power on here when you guys do use it. Like I mentioned, it depends on your battery percentage. The lower it is, the faster it charges, but once it gets to like close to 80%, it does slow down. So now let's unplug the cable and do the same thing for this one here. So unplug it, plug it in here, give it a few seconds to kind of load up. So the power on here, you can see how the number's going up. So 45, 55, 60 watts. And just to let you guys know, my battery percentage right now on my laptop is 77%, but that's probably guys is 94 watts when you have to use it, you can see. But because it's very close right now to 80%, it won't charge as fast. If you guys do unplug cable and plug it on here as well, you can see how the number does increase. So definitely probably got a lot of power on here when you guys do plug in more than one device at the same time, especially for the AC option. Now I'll do the same thing for the last one with the Anker one to show you guys when it actually works as well. Because right now I think for both of them the percentage is pretty high, so it doesn't really charge as fast. But we'll just give it a try for the last one as well. Alright, so we got our MacBook Pro plugged in here. And you see how it does pop up the logo here and showing you guys 75 watts at the moment. Like I mentioned, if you guys do run stuff in the background and if your percentage is lower, it'll charge a lot faster. But right now it's actually pretty high. That's why it won't charge as fast. Same thing for the other one here, for the MacBook Air. Once you guys do plug it in, the number should go up. Currently the percentage right now on my MacBook Air is around 85%. That's why it's not charging as fast for both of them when you have to use it, but it does work. So feel free to plug in all the devices at the same time if you guys do want to. It will support it on here. Now let's give it a try for the AC option and show you guys how it does work for each one of them. Alright, so right here I do have my portable steamer here, and here we do have my electric kettle. So we'll test out this one right here first, and then we'll test out this one here. So I'll turn this on. And we'll turn this on as well. And see how once you guys do turn it on, it provides guys 1400 watts of power. Once you guys use both of them, the number goes up way more. And see how right now they're 1900. So it definitely allow you guys to use two devices at the same time when you guys do use it, if you guys do want to. If you guys do plug in the input cable, it will have the overload protection. Let me plug it in to show you what I mean. Alright, so see how it's showing 1700 and 1400 for the other one. And it turns off immediately because of the overload protection on here. So the same thing will apply to the Delta Max and also this one as well. If you guys use the input option at the same time while using the output on here, it will not support it. Unless if you guys only use one of them at a time. So for example, if you guys use one electric kettle and the input at the same time, it will support it. So I'm actually turn back on the AC option and give it a try to show you guys what I mean. So let's do turn it on. It's on. It shows 1700 watts for the input option and 1400 watts for the output option. So currently it is supporting your electric kettle when you guys do use it at the same time. So one device is fine, but not two of them at the same time for the AC option because it's too much power when you guys do the input option at the same time, if you can see. So the same thing applies to the Delta 2 Max here and also the Anker one as well. But now let's unplug the cable and plug it on here to show you guys what actually works for two devices and also show you guys how much power it does provide when you do use it without the input option. Alright, so I got plugged in, turn it on, number goes up, press this one as well, turns on. And when you guys do look at the number on here, it's at 3000 and it went down to 2300. Very close to 2400 when you guys do use it. So for the Delta 2 Max, definitely give you guys slightly more power when you guys do use it. If you guys notice how it went to like 1900 for the Delta 2, and for Delta 2 Max, it goes to like 2300, very close to 2400. So definitely probably got a lot of power on here when you guys use both of these. Now let's unplug it and give it a try for the Anker one right here to show you guys how much power on there. Alright, so I just unplugged the cable for both of them. And we have it plugged into here. You can see. So let's do turn it on. This one we got it on. Turn this one as well. and right here show you guys how much power it does provide when you guys do use it. So currently it's at 1400 watts and it goes as high as 27 watts when you guys do use it, or 2700 watts. So when you guys use it in here, it definitely provides you guys way more power, if you can see, which is totally understandable since the product itself is way bigger and it does have the GaN prime technology and so much more. So this one went up more by I think like 400 watts when you guys do use it compared to the other one here. And now the number went down a little bit because of the steamer right here. It's kind of warmed up already for the water. So definitely probably got a lot more power on here compared to the Delta 2 and Delta Max when you guys do compare it. And once you guys do generate so much power on here, you guys can hear how the fan does turn on. But the fan that's turned on here is still not as loud compared to Delta 2, which is way louder. But see right now when we only use the steamer option on here, it's only probably you guys 600 watts because the water is warmed up already. So that's how the steamer option works. It kind of generates a lot more power up to like 14 or 1500 watts to kind of boil the water inside first. And once it does, it brings down the power to 600 watts, just like what you can see here. So when you guys do rank the power on here, this one definitely probably guys the most. This would be number 2, and this would be number 3. But in terms of the charge speed for each one of these, the Delta 2 Max definitely charges a lot faster when you guys do use it. You can see from the test. So that's a quick little test to show you guys what's on here when you guys do use it. You can see everything on here definitely does work. And I believe the battery capacity on here is slightly more or longer for the Anker one than the Delta 2, since it is so much bigger and a lot more bulkier for what you guys do get. Alright, so now that we show you guys the test of what it looks like for each one of them and what you guys do get, now to answer the question of whether or not it's worth it or not and which one the better option go for. So honestly, for all 3 of these, you guys can't really go wrong with either one of them. All 3 of them are actually very powerful for what you guys do get, even more powerful than any other power station that I've used so far on my channel. I think these are probably the top 3 ones that I have in terms of how much power it does provide and how well it does work to give you guys a fast charging speed for your devices, but also give you guys a fast speed to recharge as well. So all 3 of these are actually pretty worth it for what you guys do get. But after looking at the test for each one of them, when you guys do see the result, if I had to rank all 3 of these in terms of which one's the best one, I'll probably have to say that this one right here is still number 1. This is number 2 and this is number 3. The reason why is because the overall design for this one is a lot more bigger and a lot more bulkier, but give you guys a lot more power on here as well. If you can see how when you guys use 2 devices at the same time, it goes as high as 2700 watts of power. Where for this one right here, it goes up to like 2400 watts, which is slightly less. And for this one right here, it goes as high as 2000 watts when I do use it. And in terms of the input option, this one definitely provides more power, but honestly, I feel like for what you guys get on here is actually pretty powerful as well already. I think this one provides you guys around 1400 watts of input, and this was like 1700 watts, which is 300 more. If it had that same speed on here, then it'll be even more worth it. But for what you guys do get for the product already, I think it's actually pretty impressive. So because this one provides you guys more power for the output option, for the AC option, that's why I picked this one over the other 2. And also because of how this one gives you guys a light option, an RV option, and a roller wheel that makes it a lot easier for you guys to carry around or pull it around. That's why I rank this one as number 1, this is number 2, and this is number 3 in terms of the most worth it one out of all 3 of these. But then obviously for those of you guys who don't want or don't need one or have one of these, then obviously don't buy one and save it on something else actually do need. So that's basically everything for this video itself. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button in the bottom. That will definitely help this video out, and it'll definitely help with the algorithm as well to promote more videos for you guys so you guys can see more of the videos or similar videos as well. But as always, make sure to stay positive, be you, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Is It Worth It? Peace.